Are you struggling to automate repetitive tasks across apps, AI or no AI? Meet n8n, the open-source powerhouse for no-code/low-code workflows that connects everything from emails to APIs. n8n lets you build complex integrations between hundreds of services with over 400 pre-built nodes ready to go. Hey, I'm no n8n guru, just learning the tool and excited to share what works. This video is built with free software which you can install on your local machine. Today, we're rolling up our sleeves to create a real-world customer support workflow. Think auto-ticketing, Slack notifications, and instant responses. Stick around.
Install community version of n8n in a local machine as a Docker container.
Let us install the free version of n8n on your local machine. There are many ways to install n8n. We're going to run n8n from a Docker container. You have to install Docker Desktop first if you don't already have it. Check the Docker website for instructions. You can also check the other video, Integration of LLM with MCP Server, in this channel for step-by-step instructions. Then, we will create a Docker Compose file, which has instructions for creating a Docker container for n8n. Run the command in the command window and generate the Docker container. Then, we will access n8n and verify it. We will also see how to stop and restart n8n. If you have successfully installed Docker Desktop and it is running, it will look like this when you open it. Currently, no containers are running. If you have any running containers, they will appear here. To set up an n8n container, you need to create a Docker Compose YAML file. This is a text file that requires proper indentation to define the configuration for running the n8n container. First, pull the official n8n Docker image from the Docker Hub repository. Next, define key environment variables with appropriate values in the Docker Compose file. You can customize the admin username and password for n8n. By default, n8n runs on port 5678, but you can configure this as needed. A sample Docker Compose file is provided in the video description, so you don't need to write it from scratch. To create an n8n Docker container, use a Docker Compose file. Open a terminal and run the following command. Docker Compose upd. Ensure the file is named dockercompose.yaml and is located in the current directory. Within a few seconds, you'll see a confirmation message indicating that the n8n container has been created and is running. Open Docker Desktop. If the n8n container is running, it will be visible in the Docker Desktop. In Command Window, use the command Docker Compose down to shut down n8n and Docker Compose up d to restart. Open http://localhost 5678 in your browser. When running n8n as a Docker image on a local machine, the initial owner user account requires an email address during setup. Now n8n is ready for use. n8n authentication methods. n8n, as an automation tool, interacts with various services and APIs, requiring different authentication methods. API key. API keys are primarily used to identify and authorize the application or project making the API call rather than a specific user. You generate an API key within the target service's settings. For most applications, you need a subscribed version to generate an API key. App key. The term app key is often synonymous with API key and serves the same purpose of identifying and authenticating the application accessing an API. Some tools allow you to create an app key in their community version. Username password. n8n does not allow the use of username password authentication for many applications. In this video, we will create an app key for Gmail. You can do this in your personal Gmail account without needing to pay. Creating an application password for Gmail. Go to Gmail and click your user icon in the top right corner. Navigate to Account Settings, Security, and Two-Step Verification and turn it on. You will be prompted to enter your phone number for secondary verification. Two-step verification is required to create an application password. Go to App Passwords. Search for it if not visible. Select Mail as the app and Other as the device, then name it something like n8n. Google will generate a 16-character app password, example, ABCDEFGHIJKLNOP. The password will not be displayed on the screen after you close the window. Copy the password and store it in a secure location. If you lose it, you can generate a new application password. A workflow is a sequence of steps, nodes, that execute in order, triggered by events or schedules. Node is the individual building blocks within a workflow. Each node performs a specific task, like fetching data, transforming it, or sending it elsewhere. Trigger is a special node that initiates a workflow based on an event, schedule, or manual input. Execution is the process of running a workflow. N8n tracks inputs, outputs, and errors for each node. Credentials are secure storage for API keys, tokens, or login details used by nodes to authenticate with external services. Expressions are dynamic placeholders, using JavaScript-like syntax to reference data from previous nodes, making workflows adaptable.
Let's create a simple n8n workflow for a customer service ticketing system. Accept the data for the customer issue in a form. Send an email to the customer service team with issue details. Send a confirmation email to the customer.
Go to the canvas in n8n, navigate to the personal menu on the left panel, and click Create Workflow to start a new workflow. Click the plus button to enter trigger mode for the workflow. Select On Form Submission as the trigger node from the list of nodes displayed in the right panel. Since this form submission doesn't require authentication, set the authentication to None. Provide a title and description for the form. Begin adding input fields to the form. For each field in the form, give the field name, field type depending the data entered in the field, and a placeholder to provide instructions for filling out the field. Also, you have an option to make a field mandatory by checking the required field button. Set the caller name field as a text type. Add an issue field, limited to one line, to describe the issue. Add a description field with a placeholder indicating a maximum of 100 words. Add a field to collect the email address of the caller. This can be of type text or email. If you select the email type, it will perform basic email address validation. Add a severity field as a drop-down type with the options low, medium, and critical. This allows the caller to indicate the urgency of the issue. Ensure all fields are marked as required. Click on the canvas to close the node details. Let's start testing the form. Click the Execute Workflow button to display the form we created. You can move and expand the form. Enter data for each field. Let us enter a name, one-line issue, and the issue description. Since all fields are mandatory, you can't skip any field. Let us enter a dummy email address as abc@gmail.com. Select Critical as the severity from the drop-down menu. Once all fields are filled, close the form and double-click the node. You can view all the data entered in the output panel on the right side. Let us create a node to send an email to tech support with the details entered in the form. Before we do that, save the workflow. We can call it Customer Support. Click the plus button to add the next node, search for Send, and select the Send an Email node. Select Credential, and then create New Credential. Enter the email address for which we have already created the app key, humanitern@gmail.com. This will be our customer support email address. In the password field, you have to enter the 16-character app key. Your email password will not work. Enter smtp.gmail.com as the host and 465 as the port. Select the SSL/TLS option and save. You should see the success message. Close the window and return to the Send Email parameters. Let us add the parameter for the Send Email node to send an email to the customer support team. Keep the email operation as send. Drag and drop the customer email address from the form output in the left panel. The variable name is in between two curly braces. You can check the result value displayed below. The to-email address is the customer support email with app key for which we have created the credentials. Let us enter humanitern@gmail.com. For the email subject, drag and drop the one-line issue variable. Make the email message format as text and drag and drop the issue description as the email message. We can enhance the message by adding additional information and using any variable in the form output. Let us address the customer support team before the message. Also enter the email signature below the message with the customer name. We use the customer name variable received from the form output. Let us test this node by clicking on the Execute step. In a few seconds, it will display the success message. If this node was properly created, An email should have been sent to the customer support email inbox at humanitern@gmail.com. Let us open the email sent by this node. Yes, we have received the email from n8n. The email details should match what we provided in the node. Let us send the confirmation email to the customer that we have received the email. Before we do that, let us format the email message. We will use the node edit fields for this purpose. Click on the plus button to add the next node and select the edit fields node. Mode is manual mapping. Drag and drop the caller name variable so that we can address the customer by name. You can enlarge the field so that it is easier to edit. Add additional text to address the customer. Next, add the confirmation message with the issue. Then, add the email signature. Close the window and execute the step. Let us send the confirmation email to the customer using a Send Email node. We are already familiar with this node. Click on the plus button and add the Send Email node. The From email is the customer support email address, which we can drag and drop. The To email is the customer's email address, which is abc@gmail.com. Since we don't have the app key for another email, let us use the customer support email for the customer as well. Use issue in the email subject and the formatted message from the previous step in the email body. Execute the step, and let us check the email. n8n has sent the confirmation email to the customer. Make sure the n8n container is running in Docker Desktop, then click on the port number to open it. If not, go to the command window and run the command docker compose upd. Go to the personal menu in n8n and open the workflow we created. We have 4 steps with 4 nodes in the workflow. Click the Execute Workflow button at the bottom. The customer support form will be displayed. Start entering the data and press the Submit button. You have to enter the data for all the input fields. Close the form and open the customer support email. You should see 2 emails, one from the customer and the other from customer support. Open and verify the information. The n8n workflow works as expected.
What's next? The Community Edition has limitations. All the features of n8n are not working in the Community Edition. The subscribed version is $20 per month. If you're serious about developing n8n workflows, you can go for the subscribed version. Explore other nodes using the Community Edition. Stay tuned for additional videos.
If you found this video helpful, smash that like button, subscribe for more automation tips, and hit the bell so you never miss an update. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye. Bye.